Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, it's Monday. We're right back at the top of the workshop looking at the top performing map of the moment. And it's this one. And it's very nice indeed. Real life location. And if you're after an alpine build, this one is definitely up for consideration. Got a very nice river in there as well. It's a creator we've done 6 times in the past, averaging about 12 stars. We've got a 13 in there. We've got an 11. We've got 3 12s. And we've got one we won't talk about because we're all entitled to one that we won't talk about. So yes, anyway, a very nice solid map to have a look at today with some really strong aesthetics. Now, speaking of aesthetics, there is a little bit of a problem with today's show, which differs from the problem that I had on Saturday's show. I don't know what happened with Saturday's show. I'll talk more about that one when we start the actual flyover. But there's actually a technical problem with today's show as well, which you may not even notice, but I'm going to tell you about anyway, so you can make your own decisions. But anyway, Saturday's show, we looked at this one with like nice coastal on the old blue in the sea in the distance. You see the sea in the distance there? Yeah, that's not the sea. Claude Monet, Les Coquelicots by a random 5. That sea over there isn't actually sea. If we get in a little bit closer over this mass of trees that we've got here, you may notice over the obscured highway there, it's all trees. In fact, the map is a lesson in tree painting. Now, I'd like to apologise to Random 5. Didn't notice until it was pointed out to me that we had we had a pink tinge to the entire review. I don't know what caused it, but I do know that it needs to be shown again. So here we are having another little look-see. For those of you that missed a couple of zoom-ins, let's come down, have a look at the flower on this lady's hat, just to show that this is all trees. It's no clever stuff or anything like that. It's just colour by numbers using trees as a colour palette. Which is absolutely remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. So anyway, yes, I'd like to apologise. Random 5, I am so sorry for bodging, let's censor that one there, for bodging that one up. Yes, it was a complete mess, and hopefully less of a mess than today's show is going to be. Check it out. The show was on Saturday. Meanwhile, before we get started with today's show, we've got one little task for you to do. That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Tyrol by Uncle Ron. Now, there are 2 versions of this. There is one for Vanilla Rail and obviously one where I'm using a Railway 2, which is too good a mod not to use if you've got the ability to use it, of course. There's your start square. No major highways on today's map, so just like lots of national roads. Not one for a huge city. Terrain heights, based on a real life location. So yeah, and the resources, I would say it's mostly fertile and forestry. But if you have Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, we do have some anchovies, some salmon and a little bit of shellfish in that lake over there. Okay, down to the workshop. What do we need? Well, no DLC is required today. There is a one-click collection and a nicely written description that describes everything, including the location that we're going to, which is in Austria, clearly in Austria. Don't look at the images. Close your eyes now. Oh, shocking. Anyway. We have a one-click collection. We'll be using the theme mixer 2, the Alpine Summer theme mix, the Relight 2 Alpine LUT, and we've got a few assets down there, a couple of mods as well, Tree Anarchy, Traffic Manager. I would definitely recommend that for today's map as well, because there you'll see a little bit of stop-start traffic going on. That's what that is going to be there for. Cube Map Replacer for reasons. I've got the old version of Daylight Classic and a few assets from the Relight 2 range. Okay, down to ground level. So anyway, yes, so Saturday's map had a pink tinge to it. Can you see what is wrong with today's show? It's very subtle, and it was only when I went to edit I realised the problem. Can you see it? You'll be able to notice it when we do the second half of the show and have a look at the water and the shipping routes, because that's where you actually get to see the edge of the screen. What we're seeing here isn't actually the full screen Cities Skylines. We're losing just an edge of the top and of the bottom and of either side. It's frustrating to me because I try and frame as I'm doing the flyover to allow for a nice peripheral view where possible, as well as centering on the map. I'm not talking much about the map at the moment because it's national roads down to LA. Oh, I did say about stop-start traffic, so yeah, you probably want to do something with this one. If you're going to recreate the area, then you'll probably want to keep these in and use traffic manager just to try and get some traffic flow going. Should be fixable with traffic manager. But yeah, there's no real sweat going on there. And of course, you can always upgrade these things if you want to just rebuild the area in your own to your own imagination. So anyway, yeah, so we're just losing the outer frame of the image, and it's very frustrating to me. I don't have time to re-record it, sadly. The actual flyovers take me just a little over half an hour. And by this point in the editing, to do that is probably going to add me another hour or so before I can even start doing the voiceover. So it's not going to happen. You're seeing enough of the review, and it's hopefully accurate in terms of the colour. I won't know till it's rendered. Yeah, that was weird with the pinks on Saturday's show. I did have rendering problems with that video. I don't know what caused it. I have no idea what caused it whatsoever. It would not render. The last video I made that wouldn't render was race day, but that was a very complex video with a lot of things going on, and basically it was just memory issues. But from that I learnt that if you break down the video into smaller sections, which is what I did with Saturday's show. Saturday's show was actually one show cut into 3 sections, rendered individually, and then the fully rendered videos were then patched together like a jigsaw. And nobody would have noticed the joins because, well, there are no joins. It just fits together. Anyway, it's like watching a movie with commercials on the TV. If you take the commercials out, you wouldn't know if it was done properly. Anyway, that was what happened on Saturday. But I can't imagine. I can't think what would have caused that pink tinge. It was very weird. Not seen it before, and nobody's mentioned the pink tinge on the video before, so that is very weird. Somebody did mention in the comments about a filter. Yeah, there's no reason for it to be filtered. I have the option to filter colours into these shows. Occasionally I'll do with certain special effects or whatever if I'm looking for a specific effect, but I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. Alright, shall we go left or straight on? Let's take a left because see a couple of roundabouts here. Right, we've just passed through. I should admit I got so carried away talking about pink tinges. We've been through the start square now. You'll have not noticed anything very specifically bad for stopping you building a city at any point along here. We have mountains, we have rivers, we have plenty of flat land to get stuck into. So if you're looking just for a nice alpine map, you're good to go. And what we don't have, of course, the only thing holding the map back for a generic build. Shall we skip across to the rail? I think we skip across the rail at this point. I mean, it's much as you're seeing with the roads. There is a nice route that goes all the way across the map, and we don't have doing anything silly up the mountains. There's even the short tunnel section. I think that's in the other direction. So we won't be seeing that. We might see that on the second half of the show flyover. But again, it's nothing really to showcase. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly good. Uncle Ron knows their way around the map editor. They're no fool. They're no fool. We're not going to see anything horrific today. It's all going to be good, solid standards, and aesthetically, it's absolutely on point. Absolutely on point. I'm going to have to include a couple of images of the real life location, or maybe just one in the second half of the show, so that you can just cross compare the view of the real life location to that within the map here, because it's certainly recognisable. I mean, it's not photorealistic, but it's going to do really well to do photorealistic in Cities Skylines. But it's pretty damn good, I tell you. Anyway, come out towards the edge of the map, which can only mean one thing. We'll take that short intermission. We'll come back right after this message. See you in a moment.
Who is the mysterious modder? Perhaps the greatest modder of them all. Why the heck are they named after a flightless bird? Find out more when BonBonB met Bloody Penguin and Skylines talk now.
And so back to the air routes, no shipping routes, and quite sensibly no shipping routes. Oh, you could have got like you can get some barges running up and down here, but you don't want any of the big vanilla ships, that's for sure. And of course, yes, we do have an airport in the area in real life, and we now have airports DLC to do a fantastic airport. So always good to see. I mean, it bends. It bends continuously. But anyway, oh, you can also see the edges of the screen have just disappeared off the screen. That's how much we're losing. Just enough for it to be frustrating, I would say. To me, anyway. Water flow. We have a little bit of light water flow in the river. But let's not fret about that, because Uncle Ron has got our corner. We have some pipes down already, and as long as these join up with somewhere useful, then we are going to be very happy indeed. And if we just follow the pipes a bit further, and a little bit more, and they're going to go up into the mountains, over that river there as well. Come on, let's have a little look. Up in the mountains there, that little black thing on the edge there, that's things going on. We'll have a look at that in a moment, shall we? So anyway, yeah, we're in the Austrian Alps, in the Tyrol, and we've got a very nice looking, we've got a valley down there, we've got a valley down here you can build into. Nice little rivers. The rivers are all fine. I'm going to say the rivers are all fine. Is that possibly a reservoir up there? We've got some make pretend little water tunnels. Tunnels is a word, yes. But clearly, it's aesthetic, but you know what I mean. It's good. It's good job. It's good job. Well done. Some nice mountains. Oh, let me have a look. There you go. Have a little look at this. There you go. That is in-game compared to the realistic. If you can spot the difference, then you're going places. Right, have a look at some feature areas. This is the main feature area. I'm quite liking this. We've used the machine gun posts as we've got a little bit of vanilla water glitching going on there. But yeah, we've used machine gun posts for like tunnels and machinery and stuff. And I think it works. I think it works absolutely fine for what has been attempted there. A little bit of water on the outside there, which is okay. But occasionally you're going to see little glitches of water come up. I'm just trying to see if we've got some. We've got a little bit of on there. Don't mind the water on these mud flats. This is a little bit glitchy here. This little overflow of water there. But I don't mind the water on the floodplains. But floodplains, get my tongue out. But like there's fine. And over here it looks pretty dry. Ah, here we go. Here's the problem that I'm seeing a little bit. Is it's filling where it fills from that looked like it filled from the river, but it doesn't always just fill from the river. It's filling from the underground, and we're getting some sloshing that looks a bit weird in places. And consistently, I've given the river a long time to settle down there. Oh, it's a castle, and a very nice castle it is as well. I've got no grumbles with this. This is absolutely what I want from a castle. This is what I want from a castle. Absolutely looks perfect. This is good work. No walls running through towers, and got a gate and everything going on there. Now, I'm loving the rivers. I'd say that little bit of water glitching aside, on the whole, pretty nice. We've got some over here. We've got to say again, we've got the flooded mud flats here as well, which I don't mind. I don't mind when it looks like that. And then we've got a little waterfall thing going on here, where it's just glitching through the rocks there. Where it should be hopefully glitching over the rocks. It's almost perfect. Just like me. Not sure I like this. I had a look at the real life location to see if we have got a spring sprouting outside. I couldn't find one, but that was Google Earth, and maybe real life tells you something that I don't know. But yeah, we have got these imaginary water tunnels there. Hang on, is that a pinch? I think we might have a river pinch going on here. This is easy to happen on a low, light flowing river that I think is permanent. Okay, mine is easily fixed. Not the world's biggest problem. Oh, and while we're over here, this is your edge of map water solution for your city build. So yeah, you can use this for your pumping and your sewage over there as well. All nice, all good, and it's just tucked away well enough that it's not going to be any bother to you. One last thing to look at over here in the corner, we have a little bit of square woodland. I don't know if you can make this one out, but it stands out all on its own, doesn't it? Just a little bit of squareness on the edge of the map. There is a reason for it. If we pull above it, have a little look, there you go. It's the You Are Uncle Ron logo. Always good to have a little signature on the map somewhere so that people know it's your map. It's always good. Just checking this again. Yeah, it's definitely there to stay, that pinch. And so anyway, head off towards the stars. Hang on. And we've got another pinch down here. I didn't notice these pinches earlier. Yeah, that looks like it's permanent as well. Very easy to fix. Not a huge problem. Nothing to cry about, but definitely worth noticing. Anyway, back to the start square, and we have ourselves the most Austrian of Austrian assets. Yes, it's 100 North Tampa, Florida. RICO by luminou. This is a majestic building, great building from luminou. It's got a very unusual roof. I'm loving the roof on this one as well, the way it's been done. And again, it's luminou, so we're expecting high standards. Right, factoids, because factoids, where would we be without factoids? Tyrol is a federal state in Western Austria. It has the Austrian part of the historic princely county of Tyrol. The capital of Tyrol is Innsbruck, which I remember being a host of the Winter Olympics one year. The state is split into two parts. You can probably guess. If I say North Tyrol, you will say East Tyrol. That's correct. Well done. No, seriously, East Tyrol. The state's territory is entirely in the Eastern Alps at the important Brenner Pass. The highest mountain in the state is Grossglockner. Mount Grossglockner. It's easy for me to say. Yes, North Tyrol and East Tyrol. What happened to the south and the west? Anyway, 100 North Tampa, Florida, RICO by luminou. Obviously a very nice thing. Definitely one for your Tyrol build. It fits in absolutely perfectly with all those Central European buildings you're going to be using. Or maybe not. Maybe use it on the Florida build. Anyway, what do you think of today's map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right corner of your screen, or the link in the description. It will take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple, or a Patreon account. Go vote now. Go on. Don't let it go to waste. You know you want to. It's a very nice map. Okay. What do I think of it though? Well, I think aesthetically, we've done a really good job. We've got a very nice theme mix that works very nicely for the area. I've had a look at the area and it does look and feel like this. It's not an exact replica. We're not talking exact replicas, but we're talking about more than close enough to be, oh yeah, look, it's Tyrol. I'm going to go for a medium-high 4. I like it a lot. Detailing. Here's the thing. The detailing is good, but I think it's only low 4. Talk to me about it later. Gameplay potential. We have a little bit of stop-start traffic. That is always going to be the issue. We have got traffic manager suggested. We've got water provided, even though we've got it feels like it's got to be a 4-star, but again, I'm only feeling it as a low end 4 stars for me. I say only low end. Come on. 4 stars is 4 stars. Tyrol by Uncle Ron gets the BonBonB seal of approval because what it's trying to do, it has done very nicely indeed. And yeah, if that's what you're looking for, you're going to be going home very happy indeed. So there's always that. There's always that. When I say only 4 stars, look, 4 stars is the target. 5 stars is just pipe dream, okay? Even for me. But that's the future. What about tomorrow, which is also the future? Could we maybe do something in the future right now, like use the words of the day in the comments? If you can find it. And I'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series. It's the request map. See you then.